Hey everybody, we're back working on the True Value Lawn Chief. In the previous video, the gas tank was leaking on this one, and we just happen to have a donor motor here that has the same gas tank, so it looks like it's going to be the same. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take the air cleaner assembly off. Air assembly off, and there's a bunch of grass and stuff stuck in here. We fired up the compressor, as you can hear in the background, and we're going to blow all that stuff off. Why don't you go ahead and get this air cleaner? We're going to get the air cleaner off on this one. This one actually has a throttle cable. This one did not, so we're probably going to have to switch carburetors. The carburetor, this is the carburetor that's mounted right on top of the tank with some Phillips screws. So let's take a look. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 screws, and 1, 2, 3, 4, actually 5 screws. There's 5 screws. So actually it looks like the tanks are the same. Now this one's a little bit different. This one here just had a governor, and it didn't have a throttle linkage. And this is the one that we got off the, you said a Poland Pro. A Poland Pro that was pretty beat up, so that one went to the junkyard.
This one's got a governor problem.
This one has a governor problem. So, and it was missing the bolt here and missing the bolt here for the gas tank. So we found something here just to get it up and running, but it doesn't run right. So we're going to go ahead and continue taking this tank off to switch this tank and put it on this mower. So do you have a 3/8? And let me see if I can get this out here. Now this is actually supposed to be a shouldered bolt, but we didn't, this mower was missing the shoulder bolt, so we came up with that. This one actually has the right bolt design. Let's go ahead and disconnect this. And we can disconnect. We're going to need probably needle nose. Oh, no, there it goes. Disconnect the spring.
This is one 3/8.
3/8 sockets. Should be in there.
I have in hand.
Well, while he's still looking for the socket, I'll start taking out the screws to the carburetor. All right, we'll come over here and take this other tank bolt out. Yeah, right there. Can you hold up on the tank for me now? Hey. Alright, so there is all the carburetor bolts out. Actually, we can probably just take and drop this right on down and out. So that is the diaphragm that works the carburetor. We'll take and blow that off, and we'll figure out which diaphragm we're going to end up using if we can use it. So we will go ahead and get this tank off next. Go ahead and get the compressor hose out. Yeah, you don't want this stuff falling down in the tank. See, this one's already missing its bolt here, so we'll just use the bolt off the other one. Okay, let's get our...
Might be a mouse nest in there.
Maybe. All right, we got that blown off. I think now I'm going to need both hands, and we're going to take a picture of this linkage to be sure that this linkage goes back together the same way. So let me put the camera down for a minute. We'll be right back. All right, so for the game plan on this one, we are going to disconnect this spring here with a pair of needle nose, and then we're going to go ahead. That bolt's already removed, and we're going to take this bolt out, and so this tank should come out, and then we'll disconnect the piece of linkage here, and we'll get it off with the carburetor still on. Now we might have to take these head bolts out here to get this piece of linkage over out of our way. All right, so I got the spring disconnected. Now I'm going after that bolt. I already loosened it. It's a 13 millimeter or half inch. See, there's a spacer there that's spinning. Okay, so there's that bolt. Now this should just there we go. Now what you heard fall was a spacer, and now we should be able to unhook this. I think I'm going to hook this back in there. There we go. So there is the old tank. And some more grass. Get the grass out of there. All right, excellent. So now we need to take out the 5 screws to hold the carburetor in, because we're going to reuse this carburetor. I'm going to use the original carburetor. And out comes this carburetor, and this diaphragm is stuck onto the bottom of this carburetor. So I think what we'll do, first thing we want to do is we want to make sure that they look like they're the right, everything's right, which it does look right. So I'm probably going to pull this diaphragm off. Here it comes. There we go. And you can see that this one had gas left in it because it's got that white powdery stuff, and this one is very clean. So I'm going to get some gum cutter and clean all this up and try not to get them confused. Usually I'm going to get a magic marker and write old and new. So let me get this cleaned up with some stuff, and we'll start reassembling. I'm going to put this on the ground so I know that's the tank that is leaking. Alrighty, so we used, as you can see, the white powdery substance is gone out of the little bowl here and here, and this carburetor here is the one we're going to be using. So the pickup tube goes in the hole, and it just sits right back down on top. Phillips screwdriver. Get them all started first before you tighten them down. Alright, there's 3, there's 5 bolt holes, 5 Phillips screws. Alright, so they're all started, so we'll go ahead and tighten them crossways. Okay, crossways, and then we'll leave that fifth one for some other time. All right. All right. So now the tank and the carburetor are mounted together. So now we have to get the linkage back in this hole, and it all slid back together. So we're going that. So this fits in there like so, and then, yep, that pushes on there. Oops. So this is going to be the tricky part. This is the spacer that goes in between the two. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to use the pair of needle nose, and we're going to get it snuck back in there so you all can see that. All right.
Hopefully they can pick that up, yeah.
Yeah, it's getting dark. Unfortunately, we're losing daylight here pretty quick.
And the camera battery's almost dying.
Well, that's all right. Here, pull back a little bit. Maybe it gives maybe a little bit more light. Okay. Well, there, that one there. Where is the bolts from the other one, the 3/8?
This one?
Yep, that one. So we used a washer because on this carburetor, this bracket was broken. So we used this big washer to try to hold everything tight. So we don't need that on this one. So this one here
This one was already missing it.
was already missing it. So we used scavenged from the other mower. So now that that is started,
That is, you got the right size?
no, that's 3/8. But this is, now we'll go ahead and
1/2 inch.
tighten that up, 1/2 inch, 13 millimeter. Where is
That's a good
the
question.
other one?
That is a good question.
Somewhere. Somewhere. Well, here. So now we're going to go ahead and hook this spring back up. This spring, it's easier if you use a pair of needle nose. The spring goes in that piece of linkage just like that. So that's all back together. All we need to do is find the ratchet that he had. It's on the other side. It's right here. Got it. Okay.
Alrighty.
Alrighty. And then
You want to check the air filter for its condition?
Ooh, the air filter's nasty. What are we gonna do?
I got a spare one here.
Do we have a spare? What's maybe?
I bet you the foam's destroyed. That probably looks original.
Yeah, it's gonna fall apart. So we're gonna need to get a new foam.
Luckily, I have one here.
Do you have one here?
Yes, I do.
We'll take that out. We need to reuse that. And yeah, this thing's pretty. Look right there. That's supposed to be open. Do you have a new foam?
Yep.
All right, we're gonna take and get.
I have to go off camera to get it.
Here. We're gonna go ahead and clean. We're gonna go ahead and clean up all this stuff and blow it out. And he says he has another filter stashed someplace. Well, where's the? What about that one? Or that one doesn't have it, does it?
That one does not have it.
No. Okay. Alrighty. Well, we'll find a filter. We'll continue cleaning this up and find a filter. So next time we come back, so we have the new tank mounted on the old carburetor for this mower because the other tank had a hole in it. It was leaking out its gas. Luckily, the Briggs and Stratton 3.75 horsepower tanks, they appear to be all the same. So,
And the 158 cc's, which are pretty much similar
to these two. So, alrighty, we will get an air filter and maybe put this all back together and start it up and still make sure it runs properly. So here's the old air filter. You can see the shape of it with the Briggs and Stratton emblem right there. Well, we thought we had the right air filter, but we do not have the right air filter. We have the air filter for these square ones. But you know something? This is going to work just fine for now until we get the right air filter. So there is, at least we have an air filter.
so we can at least run it.
Yeah. Yeah, I always hate this. You can never seem to get this thing
Lined up perfectly.
lined up.
Do you need help?
Well, I think it's going to take 2 hands to get this lined up. No, I got it. I think. Yeah, go ahead and see if it tightens up. Is it tightening up? Yep,
Oh, yeah,
there we go.
Definitely.
All right, well, this is trash.
How tight do you want it?
Just you don't not no, come on, not that tight. Just snug, because you don't want to, it's just a plastic carburetor. So about there, that's probably good. Alrighty, there you go, everybody. That's how you replace a tank on these older Briggs and Stratton lawnmowers. We know this one runs. Should we show them it running?
Yeah, why not?
All right.
You gotta show proof.
We'll get this thing down off the stand and put some gas in it. We'll show you how it runs. All right, down on the ground, we got like a half a tank of gas. Let's hit the primer bulb. All right, give her a pull. All right, everybody, still runs. That's how you put a gas tank on an older Briggs and Stratton. I want to thank everybody for watching. Please subscribe. You can always do that in that corner. Please give me a thumbs up if you like my videos. Please give me a thumbs down if you don't like the videos. Please comment, like, and share. And we will be making more trash videos. Let's see, we have this one already repaired, and we have to still look at that one over there. So there's still more lawnmower repair videos to come.